Alright, so today we're taking a look at a game called Descartes Enigma. This is by Everett Kaiser Software. You might recognize that name if you saw my Sherlock video I did a few weeks ago. This is a very different game than that though, so let's go and get started here. And we have this 10 by 10 grid. There's 10 tiles across by 10 tiles high. And we need to draw a picture in here. So we can use our left mouse button to place black tiles. And we can place them wherever we want. We can also use the right mouse button to place white tiles. And I'm going to use some terminology that I've made up here and call a continuous grouping of black tiles, I'm going to call that a chunk. So a chunk of tiles would need to be separated by one or more white spaces. Like these are two chunks of 3. That's one chunk of 3 and a chunk of 2, but you get the idea. So if we want to draw the picture that we're supposed to draw, we need to use the clues that are given to us. So across the top here you see a bunch of numbers, and these numbers are going to represent how many black tiles there should be in this column. So for example, this column says 10, so we can go ahead and put in 10 tiles. That's pretty easy. This column says that there's 1. Well, this is a bit trickier because where is the 1 black tile in this column? We don't really know yet. So we're going to have to come back to that one later. Now we can see on this side we have the rows, and this is going to tell us the number of black tiles in each row. So for this first row, there's only 1 black tile, and we happen to already know where that black tile is. So we can go ahead and make the rest of these tiles white. So that's pretty easy. This next one is going to say that there's 2 chunks. There's a chunk of 3 tiles and another chunk of 2. Well, we don't know if it's 3 like that, or 3 like that, or 3 like this. So we're going to have to skip this row for now. But when we come down here, we see there are 3 chunks of 1. So we can go ahead and, block this off by making these tiles white. Now you might say, what's the point of that? You don't need to make them white. Well, that actually does help us because it shows us what we already know is not there. And in doing that, we can move back up to this column, and this column saying there's supposed to be 4. Well, we know we can't fit 4 tiles in this one little area, so we're going to have to make that white as well. And that brings us back to our second row. So over here, we have 3 and then 2. Well, the 3 can only extend out to the left because it can't move to the right because we know that that one is white, not black. And we know that this tile must be white as well. So we got the 3 right here, and then we know the 2 is somewhere off to this side. Now down here, we have a row of 9, and then another row of 9. Now this is only 10 wide, so if we fill in these 8, we know that the 9th one is either on this side or on this side. But whichever way it is, these 8 must be here. So the same with this 9. It's either there or there, but we don't know, so we're just going to leave it out. And then if we look at this column again, we see that there's a 1, and then there's 2, and then we can go ahead and know that that chunk is ended, and so there must be a white spacing tile. And then we can look at this row that says that there's 6. So based on this, it must go to the right side, because it can't go to the left because we know that one's white. And then with that, we can go ahead and block off the other ones as white. So that's really going to help us out quite a bit, because this is really starting to take shape. What else can we do here? Well, you can see up here that we know that this is a 4, and these look like they should be connected as a single chunk, and indeed they should be. So we can go ahead and make these ones white down here. And we see now that this is a chunk of 1, so we can go ahead and make that one white there. And continuing down here, we can go ahead and make these chunks identified. And then we can extend this 7. You see, this is only 3 right here, 3 that we know. But maybe there are 2 right here that would make this 5. But we would still need to go 6, 7 here. But we don't know for sure that these ones are black, so we're going to remove those. But that did allow us to extend these 2 down here because we know at most it could only move up a little bit, only up by 2. So these must be here. Even if the 7 ends up being this way, or, you know, like this, these 5 are definitely here. And with that, that lets us see that in this row, there's only one single chunk of 5, so that must be these connecting up to make this 5 here. So now we can go ahead and mark these ones white. And then we can fill in a few other white spaces that we know. We know that these ones are supposed to be white, and then we can put in these here. So that completes that row. We know this is 4, so we can go ahead and complete this column. And we see that this 5 up here must be completed here. And then we can see we got to block this off as well, so that completes this row. And then we can come down here and complete our 7, because we know that the 7 can't fit in this spot, so it must be down here. And then across this row, this 2 must go here, completes this row. And we can go ahead and mark these ones white. This column is white because it only has a 1 in it. And then the left side, these finish off the 9. Down here, looks like a 2 and a 2. So which side are they going to be on? Well, this column says there's only a 4, so it's not there, so this must be here. And this column says there's a 4 and then there's a 1, so the 1 must be here. Close that out, close this and this and this. And there you go. It's a little cat or a dog. But there you go. That's how you solve a puzzle in Descartes Enigma. I hope you enjoyed this game. It's a little bit of a logic puzzle. It's different than some other games that I've done, but I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So I'll probably do some more logic games in the future. If you enjoyed this one, keep checking back. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video you just watched, and you should know that I have many more just like it here on my channel. I highlight games that follow the 5 I's: indie, innovative, intelligent, inexpensive, and insanely fun. Subscribe now to have a source for finding great games.